Germany slams the EU's ban of gas rental cars. MERS says the proposal completely misses the point of the current joint needs we have in Europe. We must not allow it to be destroyed by focusing on technologies that might not be market ready enough to be given a date for one to rely exclusively on that single tech. I guess one of the arguments I've seen that if you wanted to rent a Tesla, you miss most of the best features of having a Tesla.
I was in Eastern Europe before, and it's, boy, little downtowns and old town squares where we have to park and things like that. There's no chargers there.
Hi, I'm David with EV World News. I'm back today with our resident engineer, Mike Herzog. How's it going, Mike?
Great to be here. Feels like it's been a month, but it's only been a week.
All right. I got one that's kind of interesting. I really didn't read into it too much, but Germany slams the EU's ban by 2030 of gas rental cars.
I hadn't heard of that.
The EU wants to force rental car companies to buy EVs from 2030 on, but criticism is already mounting. They're committed to banning the sale of new gas and diesel vehicles starting in 2035, but it wants to fast-track the demise of combustion engines by requiring car rental companies operating in the EU to purchase only EVs from 2030. Hasn't been finalized yet, but criticism is mounting. The most vocal component is German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. Merz says the proposal completely misses the point of the current joint needs we have in Europe. We must not allow it to be destroyed by focusing on technologies that might not be market ready enough to be given a date for one to rely exclusively on that single tech. You can rent an EV here in the United States. The challenge you get is that then you have to set up apps and everything for charging. You have to, it's not as simple as, I guess one of the arguments I've seen that if you wanted to rent a Tesla, you miss most of the best features of having a Tesla. Okay. And so you're probably not going to be charging it, at where you're staying. You're going to go to a charger. You have to figure out how to be able to connect it and get access because you're not on the regular Tesla charging network. And it's a lot of where Tesla has outshined. We talked about this. I remember we had the guy on here from Tritium, and he was saying, the one main reason why Tesla systems work is because they don't have point of sale. And that's where almost all the other systems break down. It's not actually in the function of can they provide electrons or not. It's the fact that they can't ever take your money.
Yeah, I mean, and that's when I teach classes on EVs, that's one of the challenges today. Tesla's solid for level 3. They're the biggest by far. They're number 2 in level 2 charging behind ChargePoint. But I mean, ChargePoint's a lot of places, but it's just I don't know. I'm an old man these days, and I don't like downloading new apps and having to create a new account. And you rent a vehicle, and it's great. I found a ChargePoint one. Now I drove an hour down the road, and I'm staying in a different. All right, now I need to go download this app and set up an account and do all of these things associated with it. It's no challenge. Whereas gas station, I have my credit card. I can walk up, and it's kind of universal where you go.
If you're renting a car, and you know how they all offer, it's like, hey, you can pay $50 now and you won't have to return it with gas, or whatever. We'll charge you this price per gallon. Of course, they know you're going to return it with some gas, right? Because you can't return it absolutely empty. Yeah. So if you got a 16-gallon car, they're going to charge you for 16 gallons and, you return it with 4. That's where they made their money.
That had never crossed my mind of what do you do with a rental EV? How do you what's the charge state you're expected to bring it back at? And do they charge you if all right, your battery was full and now I'm laughing because I hadn't thought of it. And it's that's kind of interesting. I wonder what they do with that.
Yeah, but this whole idea is you've got to make it a way that it's fair for the car renter, because the idea of renting an electric car or of having an electric car is its ease of use. You don't have to go charge it because you charge it at home, right? So there should be some way that you're not getting just crucified for returning the vehicle without charging it, because obviously the car rental place is going to be buying so much electricity. They probably have a decent deal on electricity. They probably have level 3 chargers on site.
So I've rented a car in Europe within the past year or two, and I'm renting one this fall too. And I'm going to pay attention, like how the hell would I charge this thing? And granted, their charging infrastructure is much better. You know, it's I think it's more developed, but it was in Eastern Europe before, and it's little downtowns and old town squares where we have to park and things like that. There's no chargers there. I mean, it's all established. So it's tough. I mean, I agree with the German model or the pushback on that from the channel. It's just think about it. Is this ready now? Is the technology ready? Yes, EVs are there. The technology is there. The charging infrastructure is being built out. It's good. So I don't know if it's from that angle, but it's just like what you're saying, a logistical perspective.
Yeah. Now, if you normally drive an EV and you're a non-Tesla person and you got, 6 different apps on your phone for all the different chargers already, it's probably not a bad experience. Okay. But I'm just saying, for somebody who's currently driving a gas car and they're going to go do that.
Well, it just like charger standards. Oh, I pulled up to this one. Like, I don't know. Those holes don't fit what goes into my car. Like, what the hell am I going to do? So yeah, maybe that's the baseline idea behind all of it, is to force people into using this. Pull the Band-Aid off. Let's go figure it out. You'll be fine.
The clip you just saw was part of our live podcast. If you enjoyed it, don't miss out. Join us every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday right here on EV World News. We stream not just on YouTube, but also on Facebook and X, so you can catch us wherever you prefer. If you found this content valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and to share to help us grow. If you'd like to support our work, please consider becoming a YouTube member. It really helps us bring you the latest EV news and insights. I'll see you in the next one.